To the question, as a Buddhist, is it difficult to be a parent? Let me not put myself different from you. You know, it's very difficult to be a parent. I'll be honest with you. Like I said in the beginning of my talk, just as you think you got it right, you got it wrong. Just as you think you can rest, new thing comes out. Just as you think you overcome some difficulty, new challenges come. That's the reality of being a parent. Perhaps the only difference perhaps I have compared to some of the parents, I'm well guided by the Dhamma. I have my foundation in the Buddha Dhamma, the values, the Buddhist values. That probably helps me to cushion the difficult time, the issue that I face with a lot more clarity and wisdom. Other than that, I'm an ordinary man. My wife's an ordinary woman. We face the same problem as you would face. My child are not special child. Anyway, today definition special child not good. Special child means you got other problem. When you say special child means they are gifted with whatever. No. They are all ordinary child. They have their fair share of greed, hatred and delusion. But how do we guide them? That's where the challenge comes in. Let's take a walk on this. Now, the four Brahma ignorance, which we call the Buddhist parenting mindset, is very important. I think a lot of time we as parents, especially like me, I have 4 kids. Unusual for Chinese, but then again, we have 4 kids. Very, I say unusual because most of you say 1, 2 enough, 1, 2 enough. That's why we always have this population issue of population dropping. Because Dato don't have any, so the population dropping more.
He's not contributing.
So I'm just trying to make up for him so that I have start to. But when you have 4, you know it's now. If you ask me honestly, 2 is right. 3 is good, but 4 is stretching. That's from me. Of course, you don't compare with your grandmother time and things like that, because those days they can have 8 and 10 children, but those days they got big fields, big things. There's no fear of them running around in a compound. You don't have to worry for them. There's no issue of education at that time. Maybe the most they get primary, secondary education, and that doesn't cost a lot of money, you know. But today it's very different. Every child will cost you 300,000, okay, for education, and if you got a lot, you have to save a lot also. So our challenges are not the same as our grandmother's challenge. So that's why we can understand why we have 2 kids, 1 kid sometimes. But 1 kid is not that advisable. Just my opinion, because it's important for children to have a sparring partner. Sparring partner means it's okay if they quarrel with their sisters and brothers. That's how they learn how to survive in a world which is people don't have the same views as them. People don't share the same thing as them. People have a different way of doing things like that. And they quarrel, they fight. But that's okay, because that's how they learn to survive better. But if they are alone, the danger is sometimes we parents shower too much love and attention and whatever that they may not have the will to fight and to survive. 2, they may be spoiled at times. A lot of Chinese kids in mainland China are spoiled kids, because Chinese policy is 1 child, and they give all the attention, and some of them are horrible kids. So 1, again, I'm not forcing you anything, I'm just giving my opinion. You may have issues like that. 2, I think it's just about nice. 3 would be good if you space them out over a period of time. The first 1, second 1 grown up, at least you got a 3rd one that can still be around you selfishly. 4 is very stretching. So, but anyway, when you get kids more than 3 and things like that, the issue of metta becomes a very important issue, because sometimes we are unintentionally teaching them about being discriminating. You see, sometimes biasness, cronyism, favoritism doesn't come from politicians. It comes from us. You got 4 kids, 3 kids, you know, 2 are boys, the youngest one is a girl. Wow, I tell you. Well, hell break loose, man. Because the girl will get all the attention and love and things like that, And every time the girl wants anything, the boy take advantage of the girl. You will say, oh, she's still very small. Take care of the sister. And because of that, sometimes you pay a little bit more attention to the young ones. You don't give to the elder one. And then they say, oh, mommy very, very biased. Everything give to Mei, everything give to elder sister, or everything give to Titi. Sometimes it happens. Don't teach them to favoritism. So, to be a good parent is not easy, but metta helps us to keep that balance and says, okay, being seen to be fair, it's hard to be fair. Even for me, I have 4 and we try to be fair. When we buy for one, we buy for all. Yet, sometimes you find the kid silently, sometimes through the other kids, you hear echoes and feedback that Daddy has not been fair. Even you try your very best to be fair, they may think that you're not being fair. You buy a car for one daughter and you have to buy a car for the other daughter. But if the other car inherit the first car that you buy, which is the old car, the second one may think you're being fair. Why you give a new car? You get issues like that. Alright, so it's hard, but that doesn't mean we as parents and Buddhist parents should not try our very best, because metta is about being seen to be fair and giving undivided love to them. And that's very hard. And especially when you've got kids in between, you know the mid-child syndrome, right? That's a lot more challenging. I do have mid-child. My second and third daughters are mid-child. Sometimes we always pay attention to the first one because they are the one who chong first for us. They are the one who go to school first, go to college first, go to university. So we always think about them. We also think about the youngest because they are the last one, they are young, But the in-between one, sometimes we forget about them. Sometimes this is where they begin. So I had a lot of issue with my second daughter because she's a mid-child. And there was one stage in her life, she doesn't talk to us at all. And that's scary because you don't know what's happening to her. And she's not talking. Luckily, I have my first daughter who can speak to her. Through the first daughter, we get information. And we get issues like that. I'm sure my issues are no different from you, but we're sharing this because being a good Buddhist parents, I can only say we're lucky that we have Dhamma to guide us. So Dhamma tells us that you should show more loving kindness to them in terms of undivided love. And you can try harder. So whenever you get feedback from your kids or from through another source, you have to take a good look at yourself as a parent. What have I not done enough? There are moments me and my wife sit down and say, what have you not done enough? You thought you have done a lot, but at the end of the day, the child may not think so. So it's not what you have done that you think you have done a lot that matters, it's what you think matters. That's what it is. Right? So metta, we need to show a lot of metta to our kids. Karuna. Now, as parents, we also need to exercise a lot of compassion to our child, especially when they're going through difficult times, challenging times. Do you choose to scold them or do you choose to help them? It's a choice. A lot of times, sometimes it's easier to scold, right? Scold comes very naturally in us, just like managers also do that. It's easy to scold staff, right? Rather than to coach staff. I deal a lot with managers. Managers like to give instructions, don't do well, scold. Very easy. But very rare you find good managers coach you. Those bosses you remember in your life. Why they are good? Because they coach you right. You remember them for life. I thought very good boss. Because why? I made that mistakes. I thought I would get it, but I didn't. In fact, he helped me to see things differently. So you remember those words. Same way, children are no different. We are managers at home. If they make mistakes, we have a choice to scold them, right? After all, we have father, we have mother. We have upper hand. Scold them is free. You don't need to pay anything. The only thing you need is more energy only. After school, very tired. I don't know what to do. Don't want. So, but compassion is important because being a good Buddhist parent, being seen to be understanding, caring, and helpful, especially in times of trouble. And as my kids goes to college and universities, occasionally also we tell them, so lucky you got parents who are educated. I can't imagine those children go to universities, they have to do a lot of assignments and projects, and their parents are not well educated, they struggle more. So in some sense, sometimes I occasionally tell them they're damn lucky, and you say, damn lucky you got a parents who can guide you, coach you what to do and things like that. But some of the children don't have that. But if they are in trouble, trouble here doesn't mean real big trouble, but trouble and problems that they face, do we come in to help them, or do we just brush it aside and say, that's your problem, I cannot help you? And most of the time, most of us, we are caring parents, we won't do that. But of course, typically Asian parents, we scold first before we help them. After scolding, cannot scold them, then we say, okay, now let me help you. That's what we do. But we still care for them. It's just that that's the nature of most Asian parents. Now, the other thing that we can do as Buddhist parents is to do this. Mudita. Being seen to be rejoicing in their slightest success. And that's especially true. It's hard to find parents who are not happy with their child's success. Let's put it this way. We're talking about normal parents. I presume all of you are normal parents. If your child has achieved something, you should be very happy. But there are some occasions I've seen, this is weird, but this is true. Some parents, I've seen some mother who are not happy with the daughter's success, and the daughter can study very well. The mother will keep blocking her from going further, either for fear of losing her, for fear that the daughter become better than her and marry better man, and she be neglected. All these psychological problems. There are some parents are like that, and the moment the daughter becomes better and things like that, there's this fear that they will lose her, psychologically. So if what happens? She marry a very good man, she goes away, and I'm alone. So you got issues like that. Very rare, but there are issues like that. Mother not happy with the success of daughter, father not happy with the success of the son, and father run down on the son, mother runs down on the daughter. Very rare. Most of us, we would definitely have a lot of mudita for our children. They're successful. But the only thing about Asian parents is we are stingy with praises. Agree or not? It's not that we are jealous of their success, but when they come back and show you their primary school, mommy, the teacher gave me 3-star. Go and bathe lah. We were stingy with our praises. That's what happened with Asian parents most of the time. But in the heart, we're happy while cooking, and they come back from school, they show you the drawing got 3-star on that. But then we are not trained, we are not brought up that way because of the way we are brought up. Therefore, we always brush and say, okay, go and bathe already. We don't know how to say, oh, it's very nice, Not many of us do that. I know some of you do that, but not many of us do that. But so when you talk about mudita, part of the things that we can do as parents, especially the younger children, when they come back with a thing and they're excited, don't kill their excitement. Join in, rejoice in their success. That's important for us as parents. That's also mudita. You must rejoice in their success. Now, last one is called upekkha. As Buddhist parents, I think it's important to have upekkha. Being seen to be able to manage emotions well in adversity. This one is the most challenging and difficult. At times when our children give us problems, and real deep problems, it's easy for us to lose our cool. At times I do lose my cool. Because as the years goes by, as you think your kids has grown up, they have other problems, and these problems are bigger problems. Young kids don't give you big problems, small problems. But as they grow up, become teenage, it gives you a little bigger problem. And that's where some of you may have to go back to the school and talk to your teacher and talk to your principals of school. And as they go to college, they have boyfriends and girlfriends, there are other problems that comes along, bigger problems. Sometimes, I'm not scaring you, but it's the truth. Those of you who don't have kids, I'm not scaring you not to have kids. By all means, go and have kids. But these are reality as they grow. So keeping that equanimity is something that, so sometimes we lose our cool. Sometimes we lose our cool, we sit back and reflect. We are aware that we didn't